Okay, you've seen the thumbnail, you know why we're here. They have been the most popular saves, certainly over the early weeks of Football Manager 22, including in the beta period. We are here to go over Newcastle United as a potential club for you to manage in FM22. Hello and welcome to the first club guide for Football Manager 22. My name is Craig, and coming up on today's video, as you can see from the thumbnail and what's on the screen, reviewing Newcastle United. Now, as I mentioned in the intro, they have been the most popular team that people have wanted to manage in FM22 so far, and a lot of that has to do with the recent takeover that they had about a month ago, and also of course Football Manager putting in a massive transfer budget, which we are going to come to very shortly. But as you can see on the screen, we have just taken over at Newcastle as the manager. We've been hired, all that good stuff, and we now have the general info for Newcastle and their history. Obviously, we're not just going to be going through their finances, which are going to be what people are most excited about when it comes to this club, but we're also going to be going over the whole club in general. So the squad, development centre, their tactics that you could use, all this good stuff in order to help you get started with Newcastle. So the media are predicting they'll finish 10th, considering the squad that they've got at the start of the game. Good luck with that. But also 3.5-star reputation, which for the Premier League is kind of middling actually, but obviously for the rest of the world, very high pretty much. As you can see here, that transfer budget, I kind of spoiled it because I was going to go to the finances page, but £200 million straight off the bat that you can go and spend. Wage budget of 2 million. I think you have about 1 to 200,000 spare in the wage budget at the start, so you can easily make some good signings with that amount of money. Obviously, a rich history for a club who are pretty much a middling Premier League club, somewhere near the bottom, unfortunately for them at the moment. 4-time champions of England, but not for a long time, nearly 100 years actually. The Euro Cup in '69. Their last trophy actually was 1969, I believe. In fact, no, it was the Anglo-Italian Cup in 1973. Okay, we'll go with that. As for the best 11 of your squad at the start, let's be honest here. Saint-Maximin is easily your best player. Everyone else, you're going to probably try and replace. That's probably the reality. So we're not going to focus too much on the current squad at the moment. What we are going to focus on a little bit is the club vision. And the first thing that you'll notice of what the club want from you, sign high reputation players. I think with £200 million, you will more than likely be able to go and do that. Whether you'll get Mbappe or Haaland is up to how you decide to negotiate that deal, or if they even want to come to you in the first place. Bear in mind, Newcastle are a middling Premier League club, so it's going to be a bit of a job to convince them to come to a team that's pretty much going to be mid-table, as confirmed by the fact that the board want you to finish in the top half of the league. For a first season, that's not too bad. I mean, they want you to qualify for Europe going forward, but yeah, trying to convince top world-class players to go to you at the beginning may just be a bit of a stretch, but who knows, you may be able to do it. So we have made it to the main inbox page after we've done all that. Yes, I'll do the press conferences and all the induction stuff. That's up to you guys if you wish to do that anyway, but we're just going to skip that and we're going to go right into the meat of what you should be looking for at the beginning of this save. So I've just accepted the club vision. There's no point negotiating it. You're not going to get much difference, to be honest with you. And if we just quickly check the finances, I don't normally go here first, but just to confirm, £200 million. Now, I did a save with Newcastle in the beta, which you can totally go and check out, by the way, on this channel. There's about 3 episodes up. I was hoping for there to be more. But watch this space. Hopefully there'll be a few more episodes coming out, maybe, as I'm still currently in the first season with Newcastle. Spoiler alert, we're doing okay. We're doing okay with the signings that we made. But £200 million to spend. As for the wage budget, oh, you've actually got 600,000. Okay, that's a game changer. You could make a lot of signings with that. So go nuts. Just absolutely go nuts. Go and spend that money as you see fit, because you're going to want to replace most of these players more than likely. I mean, Alan Saint-Maximin, he's easily your best player at the club. More than likely you'll keep him around, especially as a winger. Very fast, very creative, a lot of flair on him, 19. He's also very good at dribbling. And he's very good technically, so may I suggest you will probably want to build the squad around him, certainly at the start. But everyone else, are pretty much they have to be up for sale, surely. Maybe you'll keep Callum Wilson as a backup striker. But then you've got the likes of, who's on a high wage? Joe Willock's just come in, so unlikely you're going to get rid of him. Joe Linton. Now this is a player that you might want to get rid of. I actually had a hard time trying to get rid of him in the beta with Newcastle. I did manage to get rid of him for about £7.5 million, but considering he costs Newcastle 35 million, that's poor business. But nobody's willing to take him. Maybe you'll have more luck in being able to sell him on for a nice little fee, because you're going to want to make some money back after the amount that you'll be spending, just to sort of balance the books and certainly help you out for FFP. Please be wary of FFP. These two boxes down here, don't be failing them. Try not to fail them. You need to balance out the books with some sales of your squad. But Joe Linton is currently on 80,000 a week. John Joe Shelvey is on 70,000 a week, and they're both currently injured actually. 2 to 4 weeks for Shelvey, same for Joe Linton. Both injured, both on high wages. Get them off the wage bill as soon as you can. Get them off the wage bill. You will have much more to play with. As for other players as well, you've got 4 goalkeepers I believe in here as well. Yep. 4 middling goalkeepers. You might want to keep Dubravka around or Freddie Woodman, but I'd recommend trying to effectively replace them. There's so much mediocrity in this Newcastle squad that it's worth going through each of the players and deciding who you want to keep, Saint-Maximin, and everyone else who you want to sell. Now, of course, we've just gone through the general info for Newcastle in the opening screens, but just to bring it back to the main club info page at the moment, just general information just to get familiar with who Newcastle are if you don't follow the Premier League for some reason. They play at St James's Park, 52,000 capacity, so you'll get a nice lot of money on match day when you're playing at home. And of course your main rivals, of course, are going to be the likes of Middlesbrough and Sunderland. Sunderland I won't be too worried about for the moment, obviously. Sitting in League 1, Middlesbrough sitting in the Championship, so unless you somehow get relegated, don't worry too much about these teams. Man U are they're a historic rival. I guess I can see why. I don't know why Aston Villa are. That's just a very weird one. And I would be interested to see if anyone could tell me why Aston Villa are a historic rival for Newcastle. I would, however, recommend getting a affiliate club, because they don't actually have any, which I find a bit odd for someone like Newcastle. But something for you to be aware of. You might want to go and get yourself a affiliate club, be it senior affiliate or someone who's lower down in the chain football pyramid for you, so you can just send players out on loan, especially players that you don't want. As far as players coming through from your youth teams are concerned, you've got a couple in the development centre you might want to keep an eye on. First up would be Santiago Munoz. If anybody's watched the film Goal, they actually signed their own Santiago Munoz. I find that incredible. It's just a shame he's not that good, but he's only 18 years old. Yes, he's Mexican as well. Maybe a bit of development for him, and if you do buy him in the future, who knows, he might be the guy to send you into Europe long term. I mean, imagine if you have Haaland, Mbappe, Munoz. A winning combination, isn't it really? But he could be the man who, well, I say could be the man, not in your first season, but he could develop into someone who's actually half decent for you. Who knows? 5-star potential. Give him a crack, maybe in the League Cup, just like I did as well. I think he's got like 1 goal for me in this season. Elliot Anderson, a 18-year-old Scottish attacking midfielder / central midfielder. Not a player that you're going to be seeing much in your first season. He's currently League 2 level, but he's one of Newcastle's own. He is one of your own, and he is one that if he comes into the first team, he's going to be that nice little link between the team and the fans. It's always nice to see. It's always nice to see one of your own coming through. But he's 18 years old, League 2 level. Probably best to send him out on loan. If you do want to keep him, play him in the League Cup. Just give him a bit of game time, because why not? there's no harm in that. But those are the two main players for you to look out for. Okay, so I've just quickly plugged in a few tactics, not plugged in downloaded tactics. This is just what I've done on the creator tactics screen. There's a couple that I've gone for that historically that I've kind of favoured with teams both in FM22 and even in FM21. First up, you'd have the 4-3-3 tiki-taka formation. I just done a quick pick, if you will. Quick selection advice, and this is the team that has absolutely come up for me at the moment. This would be what you'd consider, I guess, your strongest 11. Of course, no transfers have been made at all, but it's always worth just seeing what players you can put into each position that would benefit them. Would they suit your system? Will they suit the style of football that you want to play? Most likely, you're going to replace them anyway. But just as a quick little guide, 4-3-3, I've also gone for a quick 4-2-3-1 wing play I've gone for. You could also go do tiki-taka, which is what I did on my beta save. Again, also on YouTube. Go and check it out. The videos are fun. But these players, it's worth just having these as a guide, but otherwise, again, you probably end up replacing them like everybody else. £200 million sitting in the bank. Why would you not go out and make some transfer fun for yourself? And speaking of transfers, I don't normally show the scouting page, the scouting centre, but just had a quick look and just see some of the players that are being recommended to you. Jenny Daconum, Alexi McAllister, not exactly grand names that you'd think of for Newcastle, but are probably going to be realistic transfers. But then you've got the likes of João Moutinho, Declan Rice and Rafinha. Spoiler, I did go for two of these signings in my save. Take a guess which ones I went for, and you'll probably be correct. But certainly these are the sort of calibre of players. I mean, 4.5 star, 4.5 star, 4.5 star, 4 star, 4.5 star. It kind of says that this Newcastle squad that you're currently inherited, there's some serious upgrades that you need to make, otherwise you will be facing Championship football. Actually, no, you won't, because you'll probably be sacked long before you even get to that stage. So 200 million, I keep coming back to the £200 million, go and spend it. You've got about 5 players here who could massively improve your squad straight off the bat. I would advise going through your scouting centre the same day, the same in-game day that you take over, because chances are you're going to be able to improve the squad straight away. And finally, staff-wise, there is a lot of space that you could actually hire a lot more staff. I don't know why Newcastle wouldn't have their staff full in the first place, but hey, gives you a chance to bring in your own people, I guess. Obviously, their coaches, their scouts, their medical team, nowhere near the standard of a good Premier League side. I mean, 14th for analysing data. Defence, I think, is the worst. Yeah, defence is the worst. That's a problem right there. Let's go and fill in these staff spaces. Your scouts, your coaches. There's a lot more room for coaches. Physio. Just fill them out. Make sure that your team has the best possible start in order to assist your squad. For example, your medical staff, physio-wise, the more physios, or rather the better your physios, the less likely your injuries are going to be long term, which will obviously suit you for a full-on Premier League season. You may not have Europe, but the Premier League is still very, very demanding for your team. And that is the club guide for Newcastle United. I know a lot of people have already started with Newcastle. £200 million, that's a lot of fun to be using in your save straight from the word go. But £200 million is going to buy you a lot of quality players, depending how you negotiate. But there's also a lot of room to sell players on as well and bring in some more money that you can then use to buy more players. It's not impossible to build a super team with Newcastle in your first season, or even your second season at a push. So my advice, go absolutely nuts. Just be careful of your financial fair play. So if you've enjoyed this video, guys, for Newcastle United, and if you want to see some more club guides in the future, make sure that you hit the like button down below and smash the big red subscribe button so you don't miss a single upload of FM22 content coming up. And I thank you guys so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you all in the next video.